Some of you here tonight will remember that 10 years ago at this Genius Gala, we honored serial inventor and entrepreneur Dean Kamen, who among other things invented a home dialysis machine for people with failing kidneys and an all-terrain robotic wheelchair that can climb stairs. Dean also founded First Robotics, scholastic robot programs that are now in 59 countries. The prospect of building robots and bringing tech-savvy Afghan girls to international competitions was hugely motivating for our next honoree, Roya Mahboob. To introduce Roya, it is my pleasure to welcome to the stage Jersey City Mayor Stephen Fulop. Steve is a visionary public servant and a longtime friend of Liberty Science Center. Please join me, Steve.
Thank you, Paul. Imagine being a bright and curious young woman eager to study, work, and learn everything about the world, but growing up in a society that would not let you go to school beyond the 6th grade or leave the house without a male relative. Roya Mahboob's story is so inspiring that Liberty Science Center decided to create a new Genius Award in her honor, called the Courage in STEM Award. May we please have the video.
I grew up in Afghanistan. When I was like 9 years old, then Taliban came in 1996, take over Afghanistan, and they came to our houses, and they collected all the books and the TVs, and they put all of those books and TVs and set them on the fire. I think that at that time I just looked from the window of my house to see that freedom and ideas and the knowledge is turned to ash. And yeah, I mean, that moment I get very angry.
Watching her books burn lit a fire in 9-year-old Roya Mahboob, a fire for making change, a fire that still burns bright today. Mahboob and her family moved to Iran after the Taliban came to power and returned to Afghanistan in 2003 as democracy began to develop.
There was an internet cafe that was opened up in 2004 in Herat, and it wasn't good for a girl to go there and, use a computer. So I think that I was insisted first to go to that internet cafe, and I see this magic box, that people called computer. That was a moment that I said, I want to make this computer to be center of my career and my life.
Mahboob's family, including her progressive father, supported her dream to become an engineer. She graduated with a degree in computer science and went on to be one of the first female tech CEOs in Afghanistan.
Working as a tech female CEO, I think anywhere part of the world will introduce you with some obstacles and challenges, but also we had a lot of threats. One case is when my sister and my brothers, the local Taliban is attacking their cars. And it's make it very difficult for us because it wasn't only that they come towards me, but they also go to our female engineers working for us.
Mahboob persisted even in the face of threats to her employees and family. Her company was working for NATO, the US, and the Afghan government when a new opportunity emerged.
Back in 2017, Global contacted me and told me that if I have a team of the girls, that they can participate in a robotics competition. And I decided to build a team. And I wanted to show what Afghan women are capable of if you're giving them access to opportunity and knowledge. Innovation and talent are universal, but opportunities are not.
Once again, Mahboob ran into challenges. This time, it was acceptance by the girls' families, denial of travel visas, and even the robots being trapped in customs. But Mahboob remained resolute. Her robotics team, the Afghan Dreamers, stole media headlines and even became the subject of a feature film called Rule Breakers.
When they start winning in the global stage, Afghan starts to feel proud. And then the families also start to feeling proud. For centuries that they ignored women's ability in science and technology, they start to see the potential of the young women in these industries.
Unfortunately, since the U.S. withdrawal from Afghanistan in 2021, the Taliban has retaken control and imposed repressive restrictions on women, including banning girls from school once they turn 12.
During the last 4 years, even the Taliban captured, arrested, tortured, and killed Still, we see that the women continue to learning through the underground education centers, online training, or they came in together in the house and they figuring out that one way or another way to learn. I think that education, science, and technology are powerful weapon against of the poverty, inequalities, but also against of the extremists. If you want to bring the change in a society, I cannot wait for permission.
For her efforts to educate those who are being kept in the dark by their government, Roya Mahboob is the recipient of LSE's 2025 Courage in STEM Award.
Roya, would you please join us on stage that we can present you with the Liberty Science Center Courage in STEM Award.
Come up. So Roya, I guess my question is, how did you find it within you to do this?
I think that it's just happened. When you grow up in a country that always you hear no, you wanted to bring the change. And I saw that the power of the technology and education in my personal and professional lives, and I just wanted to open a door for many other young girls that they are curious but giving another vision to explore the world. And I believe that every girl, no matter where they're born and no matter where they grow up, they have a talent, and it's just about giving them the access to opportunities and knowledge.
And what do you forecast is going to happen in Afghanistan?
I believe that things will be changed. I mean, currently, yes, looking at Afghanistan is as a complex, looking at the economies and the humanitarian crisis, and obviously what's happening with women there is devastating, and the current regime is a gender apartheid. Women cannot continue after 6th grades, and they cannot have jobs, and they cannot have access to justice and even health care. But I still believe that the resilience, Afghan people are resilient. And then Afghanistan has 63% who are under the age of 13. Most of them, they grew up with the freedom, with democracy, and they had access to information. And I believe in this young generation, they will not gonna keep up with what the Taliban does. And believe me that terrorism and extremism are diseases that is just caused by poor education and poverty and not having opportunities. And that's why what we are doing today is to giving access to information and education, because we cannot allow this young generation to be brainwashed by extremists.
Thank you, Roya. Let's give it up again. Thank you much.